I'd like to talk to you today about how to use the Polar Rock Repository as a resource for your research. We have over 54,000 samples, and while these are largely rock samples and dredge samples, we do have a significant collection of tills and sands and other unconsolidated materials, as well as numerous photographs from field areas. I'm going to show you how to use the website, and there are two ways. You can either use the keyword search, but I think that is actually easier just to go to the advanced search. There are tutorials if you want to look at those after this video at some other point. So open advanced search, and everything within the field of view comes up, obviously way more than you want to be looking at. So the yellow are dredges, the red are rocks, purple are unconsolidated, and then if we zoomed in, you'd see some blue that would be rock cores. Now, this website has a lot of ability to zero in on what you're looking for. So if you go up here to choose search options, we can maybe eliminate this kind of object because we just want to deal with, let's say, unconsolidated. So now we add criteria. We can go to kind of object, and we're just going to unclick these so that we can see what unconsolidated samples there are. So add those, perform the search, and this shows all samples that are not rock. If you wanted to do a little bit more of a search, you could add things like the Sirius group. Under stratigraphy, you can add the group, so we'll put Sirius, add that, perform the search, and now we have about 110 matches of things that collectors called the Sirius group. Now, some of the other samples may well be Sirius group, but they weren't termed that. If you click on a flag, you can get some basic information about the sample, or we can zoom in. Let's go to a particular area. We use the base map of the Polar Geospatial Center, so we get very high resolution. And here in this field of view, there are 31 samples. Again, you can click the flag, see something about that sample. Now, if we want to see that sample in greater detail, you can click on the flag. Some of it's been on loan, but there's still almost 3,500 grams left that can be used for research. And there's just basic information about the sample: who collected it, when it was collected, age if we know it, how the positioning method was determined, and if you wanted this sample, you could request it. Just click that box. It's now in your shopping cart. If we go back out here to this view, we go down a little bit more. If you want to add something to see the geographic place names, you can click this box over here on the right, and it loads all the USGS topo maps. So sometimes that's a help if you really are looking for a particular place here along the Beardmore. Now, in this field of view, there are 7 matching samples. We can expand the table. You can download the files, as it said, and you can also view them as a thumb sheet to see what they look like. So maybe this looks interesting, and this one. Again, the names, some people call things tills, other people call them diamictons. It's basically whatever the collector called it. And let's say we want to add those to our shopping cart. You can do that here. Back up to minimize table. Maybe we'd like to go to another region and zoom out, maybe up here to Bennett Platform. Take a look at those samples. You can add a sample just by clicking this box as well. Again, we record whatever information there might be about a sample. And again, on this sample there's a little bit more information, so we have some field node information, sketch maps that identify exactly where samples came from. You can click on these to get a larger image, and then you can download them. add that one to the, let's see, we've added that to the shopping cart. So now, if we want to check out, if you've got everything that you think you want, we can go to the shopping cart, click that, and here are the samples that you want to borrow. You could remove some of them if there's something that you don't want, but if you're ready to check out, you can just click this button. You're going to fill out a simple form about how much, who you are, what you plan to do with it, how much sample you need, what your funding source is, and then the samples are available for loan for 3 years, and you would click this submit button. I would get it, and I would fill out your request and mail it to you. Go back to minimize table. This is, you can zoom out. So right now we have unconsolidated. Let's say we just want to look at Cenozoic samples. We can add that, form search, and now you can see a lot of the Cenozoic volcanics starting to pop up here in West Antarctica. Another feature I'd like to point out is that sometimes we notice surface features on the samples, and one that we've been trying to consistently record are weathering salts. And perhaps, you know, there's some interested in trying to see what those salts might be telling us about fluids and liquid water moving along the rocks. Lastly, I'd like to show you a few more things about the website. After you've done your search, you can share your link, copy the URL, and share that with colleagues. You can print the results. That'll print the map and the table below. Let's say you're looking at a more global view and you want to look at more than just the Antarctic samples. You could go to what we have in South America, and the view isn't as sharp because this is now, we're in a polar stereographic view. We can go up here to this icon to change the projection, and then we'll get samples that pop up that are from South America. Maybe take that criteria off here, form search. And you can zoom in, and here are samples that we have from South America. We are adding a photo archive aspect to the website starting this fall. You should be able to go into a region that you're interested in and just look at what photographs there are of the outcrops, the landscape images, any glacial features, and be able to zoom in and search by tag names. Any questions, please just email me. Thanks very much.